Without knowing your subject, you will never come out with a emotional photograph. And without an emotional photograph, your photograph is nothing but a photo. Hey guys, this is Ejaz. I am a fashion and wildlife photographer. You may have seen my work in Vogue and 944 and Twill magazine. Today I want to speak to you about knowing your subject. You want emotional photographs, you need to know your subject. And yes, it's easy to know your subject if the subject is a model. They come for a casting and you will meet them and you'll speak to them, and that's how you know what emotion you can get out of your model. But when it comes to a horse or a lion or a wolf or a musk or a fox, how can you know them? Well, it's the internet. The only way you can find out about these animals is, number one, spend time with them. Well, you cannot spend time with a wolf or a fox, so you can spend time researching them. You can spend time watching other people's videos. You can spend time in Googling them, the way they move, because movement has a lot to do with emotion. I'm going to tell you a short story on this image that it took me days and days upon days to get this photograph. I don't even want to throw a number. Maybe I took like 60,000 images. It was for days that I was shooting this image over and over and over and over again. And the emotion that I had in my mind to get this photograph for the audience was, I wanted to be dreamy. I wanted to be unearthly, so to speak. Something in the emotion, something in your mind. So I wanted to be blurry. But of course, no one's going to get a blurry image or have a blurry image on their wall. So for that purpose, I wanted the first horse to be sharp, only in the eye, and the rest of them to be blurry. If I didn't know how the horses move, I would never ever be able to pull this off. And even knowing how the horses move for so many years, I've been shooting horses, it was still so challenging, because I shoot at a very low f-stop at 2.8. That is okay, that's absolutely fine. But I normally, if I was shooting just another photograph, my shutter speed for horses would be at least 1250 plus, depending on the light. And if I want my image to have some kind of a dreamy blur look to it, I would probably bring my shutter speed down to 1/10 of a second. Now, mind you, plus 1250 compared to 1/10 of a second is a huge difference. And in 1/10 of a second, if you breathe wrong, your image is going to be blurry because your camera is stuck to your eyes and it's gone. That shake will do it. It's going to make it blurry. So shooting at 1/10 of a second, when the horses are running at a give or take about 15 miles per hour at you, you have to make sure that you can focus with that one little spot, the spot you have on your camera, on the horse's eye. And if you focus on the horse's eye with that one little spot, you also have to make sure that the horse is moving in a direction, because you kind of slowly got to move in that same up and down, so you can get that one horse sharp, not the one horse, but the first horse sharp, and then the rest of them can be blurry. That's was in my mind. And I've been shooting at it and shooting and shooting and shooting. It's challenging to get that because the horse's movement has to watch the same movement as my camera, which is attached to my eye, and everything has to be in sync, and it has to have that one dot on that face, because I don't care much, or I should say in this image, I didn't care much for the rest of the horse or the rest of the other horses to be sharp. Actually, I never care for the rest of the horse to be sharp because I'm always shooting at 2.8 or below. So if you want emotionally charged images, remember to research your subject, remember to know their movements, and then, of course, like I said, you got to know your camera, you got to know your f-stops, and you got to know all of that. That goes without saying. You're a photographer for a reason, or you want to be a photographer for a reason. That has to be second nature. But knowing your subject is going to get you way, way, way better images. So know your subject to get the right emotion from your subject. If you don't know your subject, you will not know how they move. If you don't know how they move, you will never be able to get the emotion that you're looking for. Because, for instance, if I'm shooting a bull, the horse has this movement, they gallop. The bull, or a bucking bull, doesn't gallop. The bucking bull goes anywhere and everywhere, and you got to be ready for that. So that's one difference. The wolf is also a glider. They go very, very slowly. So you got to learn all these things. And like I said, the internet is a huge resource. You cannot get close to a wolf. You cannot get close to a lion. You cannot get close to many animals, especially in the wildlife photography thing. I mean, if you're shooting fashion, you're going to meet your model, you're going to speak to her 5 minutes. You know exactly what she's going to give you emotionally. And so for wildlife, try to know your subject so you know what emotion you can get out of them. And once you get the emotion, you get the image, not a photo. You get the image that will connect your audience in a way where they're emotionally connected to your work. And that is what will make you a 1,000 times better photographer. I hope this helps. Like, subscribe, follow, and I will see you in the next. Thank you.